Okay. Good morning to one and all. So now we are discussing about the network topology or graph theory. Network topology or graph theory. So in this context, in the last class, we had a brief introduction about graph theory, network topology, different definitions about networks, then different definitions about graph theory. In that graph theory, we discussed about tree, code tree, and how to draw a graph, subgraph for a given network. Okay, so they are very much important to analyze the network matrices which we are going to determine in the today's class. Okay, so whereas a tree consists of all nodes, but there should not be any closed path. Any closed path. The number of trees, number of twigs or branches in a tree is equal to n minus 1. N minus 1. Okay. So therefore now we will discuss the incidence matrices. Incidence matrices. So therefore here a graph is nothing but geometrical interconnection between nodes by the branches simply with a line. Okay, so therefore here simply a graph consists of nodes and branches. Okay, so the connection of the branches to a node is called incidence. So incidence means connection of a branch to a node. Incidence means connection of a branch to node. If a branch X is connected to node Y, then X branch is incidented to node Y. Okay, here an incidence matrix represents the graph of given electrical circuit network. Electrical circuit or network. Okay, so here the incidence matrix represents the graph of a given network or circuit. That means we can able to draw the circuit or network if we have the incidence matrix. We will see how to obtain this incidence matrix. Okay. Now, so in that there are two types of incidence matrices are there. In that first one is complete node incidence matrix. Okay, this is represented with AA. It is also called node incidence matrix. Okay. Now, so here, suppose in any network there are n nodes and b branches. N node and b branches present in a directed graph. Graph must be directed. Directed means oriented. Means the direction is assigned to each branch. So before going to obtain this incidence matrices, your graph must be connected and that must be directed. Okay, that should be connected and directed. Okay, so in the directed graph, there are n nodes and b branches. We are going to obtain node branch incidence matrix. So therefore, the size of the node incidence matrix is n by b, where n represents number of nodes, b represents number of branches, nothing but elements, number of elements. Okay, where n number of rows, b number of columns. So therefore, the node incidence matrix consists of n number of rows and b number of columns. So then how to obtain the elements of the n by b matrix? So the elements of the incidence matrix will be having either +1, -1 or 0. +1, -1 or 0. So when it will be +1, -1 and 0. Now come to this point. If the branch current is leaving from a selected node, then the value of element will be plus 1. Will be plus 1. If the branch current is leaving from a selected node, then the value of the element will be plus 1. And if a branch current is entering towards a selected node, then that element value is minus 1. If the branch current neither enters nor leaves from a selected node, then that element is equal to 0. So we will summarize these 3 points like this. See, Aij, where I is the node number, J is the branch number. I is the node number, J is the branch number. Aij is element. Is equal to 1 if branch J is incident at node I and oriented away from node I. Okay, so this branch J must be connected to node I and its orientation is away from node I. Then that element value is equal to 1. Okay, that means a branch node connect undali. Suppose it is the node. If it is a branch, so this must be connected to this node, and you have to consider this direction. If the current flowing through this pen is away from my left hand, if it is a node left hand, then that elemental value is equal to plus 1. If you read second sentence, it is minus 1 if the branch J is incident at node I and is oriented towards node I. Okay, so if the same branch connected to node 1, if the current is flowing into the node, this value should be minus 1. Okay, and the elemental value is equal to 0 if there is no connection between these. If the element is not connected to incident, that elemental value is equal to 0. That's what we wrote here. So Aij is equal to 1. Okay, when current is leaving from that particular node. Okay, if it is minus 1, if it is current is entering into that node, it is 0. There is no connection between branch and node. Okay, so for that, consider this graph, which consists of 4 nodes. 1, 2, 3, 4. The open numbers represents nodes, and the numbers in brackets represents branches. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you can give this number arbitrarily. Okay, and we now. So the size of the matrix, the size of the incidence matrix is n by b, where n is number of nodes, b is number of branches. Number of branches are elements. In some textbook, branch means branch of a tree. Okay, don't confuse. In some textbooks, people use twigs or branches. In some textbooks, branches are nothing but elements. So here also my notation also, branches is nothing but element. So don't confuse. So therefore, number of branches and number of nodes. The size of incidence matrix is n by b. So take the nodes, 4 nodes, 1, 2, 3, 4. And branches, there are 6 branches. So take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now to obtain the elements of this matrix, first consider the node 1. For node 1, just check what are the branches connected to node 1. See, 1, 2, 6. These 3 branches are connected to node 1. These 3 branches are connected to node 1. Then check the orientation of the connected branches. For 1, the current is leaving from node 1. For 2, the current also leaving from node 1. For 6, also current is leaving from node 1. So the current flowing through these branches, 3 branches, are away from the node 1. Is away from the node 1. So if current is away from node 1, node I, its value is equal to +1. Its value is equal to +1. So therefore, for 1, the current is leaving. So therefore 1. For 2, the current is leaving, +1. For 6, again current is leaving, take +1. And remaining all elements are not connected to node 1. So therefore 0. For 3, it is 0, 4, 0, 5. Okay. Now come to node 2. So what are the elements connected to node 2? 2, 3, 4. Okay. The elements connected to node 2 is 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Suppose for 2, the current entering into node. So put -1. Put -1. For 3, current is leaving from 2. So therefore take +1. For 4, current is entering into the node, and the current is entering, -1. Entering minus, leaving +1. Okay. Then come to remaining all elements 0, except 2, 3, 4. Remaining all elements should be 0. Now come to node 3. For node 3, 5, 4, 6 are connected. 5, 4, 6 are connected. Suppose for 4 at node 3, for 4, the current is leaving. So third node, 4th element +1, because the current is leaving. Then third node, 5th element. Here for 5th, current is leaving. Third node, 5th element, again plus. And 6, the current is entering into the node. Node 3. So therefore node 3, 6th element. -1. Now come to node 4. See, for node 4, first element, third element, 5th element. These 3 elements are connected. But for these 3 elements, the current is flowing towards the node. The current is entering into the node 4 only. So therefore, for these 3 branches, branch elements, the value should be -1. So therefore, for 1, it is -1. For 3, it is -1. For 5, it is -1. Remaining all are okay. The only thing is, first you identify what are the elements connected to node. Okay. So they should get either +1 or -1. If element is connected, their magnitude is, their elemental value is 1. If it is +1, if +1 means the current flowing through that branch is flowing away from the considered node. Okay. Minus means current is flowing towards the node. Okay. That's all. Now, so if you separate the complete matrix, it is like this. The complete incidence matrix AA is equal to this is the matrix. But once you obtain this matrix, you can check. If you come to the property of this branch incidence matrix, see the algebraic sum of the column entries of an incidence matrix is 0. algebraic sum of the column entries of an incidence matrix is 0. So if you sum the column elements of any column, you may get 0. You may get 0. See here, +1, -1, 0, +1, -1, 0, +1, -1, 0, +1, -1, 0, and +1, -1, 0, +1, -1, 0. So the column, the sum of the each column should be 0 for incidence matrix only, not for all. Incidence matrix. So this is nothing but if you apply KCL to all nodes, you may get this matrix. You may get this matrix. While applying KCL, we also assume that the current is leaving from node is positive, the current entering into the node is negative. Negative, is it right? So therefore, suppose if you apply KCL at node 1, I1 is leaving, I2 is leaving, I6 is leaving. If you apply KCL at node 1, you may get I1 plus I2 plus I6 is equal to 0. I1 plus I2 plus I6 is equal to 0. So therefore, I1, I2, I6. If we come to node 2, I2 is entering, I3 is leaving, I4 is entering. So therefore, minus I2 minus I4 is equal to R plus I3 is equal to 0. Minus I2 minus I4 plus I3 is equal to 0. So I2, I4 minus 3 is plus. So if you apply KCL at 4 nodes, you may get this matrix. You may check later at your home. You just simply apply KCL, what I apply right now. Okay? Then, so therefore, you can check this thing after getting instance matrix. Okay? Then, reduced instance matrix. So it can be obtained by removing any one of the row of complete instance matrix AA in order to get reduced instance matrix. So here the previous matrix is called complete instance matrix. Now here it is called reduced instance matrix because we are reducing one row, any one of the row without sacrificing anything, So you may ask, so how can you get same characteristics if you reduce an element, a row? So while applying KCL, earlier we solved so many networks by using KCL and nodal analysis. Okay, so while using these two techniques, we never write any nodal equations for reference node. Reference node. Is it right? Never wrote any KCL, any nodal equations for reference node. We make it only, suppose if you take this graph, how many active nodes are there? These three are the active nodes. This is ground node. This is reference node. So therefore, this is just reference node. So if you write KCL for these three equations, you can analyze the entire network without writing the nodal equation for fourth node because it is a reference node. Okay. So therefore, you can remove this reference node equation, reference node row. Okay, but here in the graph theory, you can take any node as a reference node. So you can get the whole characteristics of the network in the further analysis. Okay, so therefore, in that context, here we can obtain this reduced matrix by removing any one of the row. So therefore, the size of the reduced instance matrix is n-1 into b. Okay, we are removing one row related to nodes. n-1 into b. So here this is a reduced matrix after removing third row. Of the previous matrix, we can remove any node, not only reference node. So if you remove the third node, so you can take third node as a reference node. Remaining all are active nodes. active nodes. Okay. Is it clear? If it is clear, say yes in the chat box. If you have any doubts, rise in the chat box. Say yes or no or doubt. What about remaining people? Not, is it not clear? Only yes, no questions at all. Hmm? Okay, you try to note down. Okay, don't simply follow me. You try to note down, try to solve these matrices so that you can get better clarity instead of simply looking onto the screen. Okay, you just practice along with me. Okay. Okay, so this is about the incidence matrix and the reduced instance matrix. Okay, now we'll see some characteristics of it. Now, so twig matrix and link matrix, twig matrix and link matrix. Suppose if you separate this incidence matrix with respect to twigs and links, Suppose uh, for this particular tree, suppose here I considered 2, 3, 4 are the twigs and remaining 3 are the links. Twigs means branches of tree. Links means branches of co-tree. Okay. Twigs means branches of tree. Links means branches of co-tree. So if you separate this matrix with respect to twigs and links, see twigs, branches of tree, 2, 3, 4. So first you place the columns of second column, third column, fourth column. Second column, third column, fourth column. Then place the columns of links. What you are paying here. Here, see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, from this reduced instance matrix, place 2, 3, 4, then 1, 5, 6 later. 2, 3, 4, 1, 5, 6. Matrix of twigs, matrix of links. So therefore, this A can be divided into two parts. This A is equal to AT and AL. AT colon AL, where AT is called twig matrix and AL is called link matrix. AT is called twig incidence matrix. AL is called link incidence matrix. Okay. Then from this, so here this is equal to AT, this is equal to AL. This is equal to AT and this is equal to AL. So you can calculate the characteristics of this matrix. Characteristics of this matrix simply by calculating determinant of it. Determinant of suppose AT. Determinant of AT. So if we calculate the determinant of AT here for this matrix we have got minus 1. Okay, that means this determinant is not equal to 0. This determinant is not equal to 0. Determinant is not equal to 0 means that matrix is a non-singular. Matrix is a non-singular. Determinant is equal to 0, then that matrix is a singular. So therefore, you can't get inverse matrix. Therefore, you can't get solution of that matrix if its determinant is equal to 0. Is it right? Okay. So therefore, here the rank of matrix is n minus 1, which is equal to 3. The rank of a tree as well as graph. We already discussed while discussing tree. The rank of a tree or graph is equal to n minus 1, where n is equal to 4. So 4 minus 1 is equal to 3. So if matrix is non-singular, you can get a solution. You can get eigenvalues and you can get a solution where inverse exists. Inverse of the matrix exists if the matrix is non-singular. Non-singular. Okay. Then number of trees in a graph. Number of trees in a graph. So in the last class we saw there are different trees can be formed for the given graph. So therefore, how many trees, how many possible trees can be formed for the given graph can be obtained using this formula. So the number of possible trees of a graph is given by T is equal to det of A into A transpose. Det of A into A transpose. Suppose for the given graph, if you take A is equal to this one. If you take A transpose of, so here it is 3 by 6. A transpose becomes 6 by 3. 6 by 3. A row becomes a column. Second row becomes second column. Third row becomes third column. So det of product of these two. So here it is 3 by 6, 6 by 3. So 6 gets cancelled. You may get 3 by 3 matrix from this. It is 3 by 6. It is 6 by 3. Okay. M by N. N by M. So M by M you can get. Det of 3 by 3. So if you calculate the determinant of this, so 3 into 9, okay, minus 1. For this one 3, 9, minus of plus 1. 9 minus 1 plus here it is minus 1 into this one plus 1 minus of minus 1. Okay. And last one. So you may get 16 here. So determinant is 16. You can get 16 trees for the given graph. 16 number of trees for the given graph. Okay. Okay, na? So therefore you can check later whether it is possible to draw 16 types of trees or not. 16 types of trees or not for the given graph. Okay, so therefore you can find how many trees can be formed. How many trees can be formed for the given graph once you find the incidence matrix and reduced incidence matrix with this calculation. Okay. You can check later. If not, then ask me in the next class. Okay. Then. Okay. So another important matrix is the Tizet matrix. Tizet matrix. Here, this Tizet matrix also called loop matrix. Tizet matrix is also called loop matrix. It's also called fundamental loop matrix. Fundamental loop matrix.
Market.
Any doubt? Somebody is making some noise. I think Surendra, 429. Surendra. Okay. Okay. Suppose, see here. See here. Suppose if you consider this graph, it is divided into tree and co-tree. This tree consists of 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. And 1, 5, 6 are called links. These are the links are the branches of co-tree, and twigs are the branches of tree. Suppose if you take the 2, 3, 4 is a tree, and 1, 5, 6 are the links. 1, 5, 6 are the links. Suppose if you add each link to the tree, that forms a single loop. So that loop is called fundamental loop. That means fundamental loop consists of only one link. Okay, fundamental loop consists of only one link. That means if you add each link to the tree, that form one loop. That loop is called fundamental loop. So therefore here see, it is one fundamental loop. If you add first link, this forms a loop with 1, 3, 2 or 1, 2, 3. Then if you add second link number 5, that can form another loop with 3, 4, 5. Like that, if you add link number 6, that forms again another loop with 2, 4, 6. So therefore, if you add each link, it can form one fundamental loop. So therefore, you can form the number of fundamental loops which are equal to number of links. Therefore, for a graph, the number of fundamental loops are equal to number of links. Okay. So therefore, here the fundamental loop matrix is also called fundamental circuit matrix and die-set matrix. So here we are, the number of links is equal to, the number of twigs is equal to n minus 1. Okay. Out of B branches, if you remove n minus 1 branches as a twigs, n minus 1 branches as a twig, remaining branches are called links. So therefore, the links is equal to total number of branches minus twigs. Is it right? Total number of branches minus twigs. So total number of branches is equal to B minus then the number of twigs are n minus 1. So B minus n minus 1. So which is equal to B minus n plus 1. So therefore, the number of links is equal to B minus of n minus 1 or B minus n plus 1. B minus n plus 1. I think it is there here. Yeah, it's here. So this matrix gives the relation between branch currents and link currents. Okay. Now, there are n nodes and B branches are present in a directed graph. Then the number of links present in a co-tree is B minus of n minus 1. Branches minus twigs is equal to B minus n plus 1. So, okay, this n minus 1 is twigs, it is branches, n minus 1 is twigs, and B minus n plus 1 is called links is called links. So here it is. Here it is a fundamental loop matrix or fundamental tie-set matrix. Okay. So therefore, here the fundamental loop matrix will be having b minus n plus 1 rows, number of fundamental loops, that many rows, and b columns. Where b is number of branches. So therefore, the order of the matrix, the order of fundamental loop matrix is equal to number of cut set by the number of branches, number of tie sets and number of branches. So here b minus n plus 1 by b, total number of branches. Then what are its elements? So if you take, so here also the elemental values are either plus 1, minus 1, 0, plus 1, minus 1, 0. Okay. Then when it is when it should be plus 1, minus 1 and 0. Okay. Well, this is explanation. These three statements can be summarized like this. See, this matrix is represented with B. So Bij is equal to 1 when the branch Bj in the fundamental loop I and the direction is okay, directions here, there is no space, and the directions are oriented same. Okay, and it is minus 1 when Bj in loop I and the directions are oriented opposite. When it is 0 when branch J is not in the loop I. Okay, that means, okay, suppose if you, actually I have to, 1 minute, okay. So see, simply this forms a loop. And it is also formed a loop. Okay, and it is also formed a loop. Okay, suppose if we come to first loop, so by adding this branch 1, it has formed one loop with the elements 1, 3, 2. But the direction of this loop is similar to the link. Okay, this is the direction of the link. So in here, if you take this first loop, if the element direction is similar to the loop direction, then its value is plus 1. If it is opposite, its value is minus 1. Suppose if you consider the first loop, so the size of the matrix, tie-set matrix, is number of tie sets by number of rows. Okay, 1 minute here, wait for a while. Oh, actually, I have dropped it. 1 minute, I will tell you a thing. Control C. One minute, Andy. Wait for a while. If you take TIE, tie set 1. Die set 1 consists of 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 2, comma 3 is one die set, and die set 5. Die set 5 consists of 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, and 5, and die set 6. Die set 6 consists of die set 6 consists of 2, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6. Okay, so it is die set 1. Die set 1, 1, 2, 3. Die set 2, 5, 3, 4. 3, 4, 5. You can take here 5, 3, comma 4, and die set 6, 2, 4. 6, comma 2, comma 4. Okay. What is this? Okay. Okay. Suppose okay, no problem. I'll take 5 more minutes. Okay. So if you take this loop, so this direction will be, this loop direction will be the direction of the link, the direction of the link, suppose the direction of the link. So therefore here, see here. So the direction of link is, the loop direction is direction of link. So in this first loop, these 3 elements are present. 1, 2, 3. See, for first element, the direction of current is similar to the loop. So therefore, for 1, it is +1. Coming to 2, the direction of this branch current is opposite to the loop current. The loop current is flowing in this direction, but branch current is flowing in this direction. So therefore, you will get -1. So like this here also for 3, for third element, the current flowing through the third element is also opposite to the loop current. So therefore, here for 3 is also -1. Remaining all are zeros. So like that, now consider the second. If you consider that, if you take the loop is like this, okay? The loop is like this, okay? However, the direction of this loop current is similar to the link, fifth one, okay, like this, okay, and it is like this. Okay. For 5, it is similar. So therefore, For fifth cut set, fifth element it is +1. Fifth element it is +1. And for third element, it is also similar direction. No. It is for third element, it is opposite direction. Third is this is loop current, this is branch current. Both are opposite to each other. So therefore, we'll get -1. Even for fourth element also, the current is flowing right to left, whereas loop current is flowing from left to right. So it is equal to -1. So for 3 and 4, it is -1, and for 5 only it is +1. It is +1. Okay. And coming to sixth one. Okay, the direction is link direction. Okay, it seems to be like this. Okay, whereas the current directions are link direction. The direction of link is similar to loop. The direction of loop is link direction. Here see. In the sixth loop, these three elements are present. 2, 4, 6 are present. The current flowing through 6 is similar to the loop current. So for 6, it is +1. And again, for 4, the current flowing through fourth element is also similar to the loop current. Again, it is for fourth element also +1. And for second element, the current flowing through second element is opposite to the loop. So therefore, for second element, it is -1. Okay. It is -1. Okay. So like that, 1 minute, I will. Okay. Okay. So therefore, so you have to choose the directions, loop directions. Then direction of loop is equal to direction of loop is taken from the direction of link for that particular loop. So based on that, you have to choose like this. Okay. I hope it's clear. I think there is one doubt from Mahit there. Sorry, sir, by mistake. Okay, no problem. Okay. So therefore, so you can find the elements of loop matrix like this. So if you separate it, it should be like this. 1 minute, please. Okay, you can find the matrix like this. So if you separate matrix, it is separate. So here the number of fundamental loop matrices of a directed graph will be equal to the number of trees of the directed graph. So here the number of loop matrices, fundamental loop matrices, is equal to number of trees. So if you change the tree, so you can get different matrix. But however, you can get same solution later for if you do any kind of analysis by using this matrix. But if you change the tree, the elements, the matrix also changes. Okay, changes. Okay. Okay. So the number of fundamental loop matrices is equal to number of trees. You can get any different number of loop matrices, as many as equal to as many trees. As many trees you can form. So here also, if you separate the twigs and links, okay, 2, 3, 4 are the twigs, 1, 5, 6 are the links. So this matrix B can be partitioned into BT is to BL. BT is the twig matrix, link matrix, where U is a unit matrix. So you can check, okay, your link matrix should be unit matrix in a fundamental loop matrix. Your link matrix will be a unit matrix for fundamental tie-set matrix. You have to check. Okay, if your link matrix is not unit matrix for a fundamental loop matrix, your tie-set matrix is wrong. Okay, so with this I will stop here. Okay, tomorrow or next class we will discuss the fundamental cut set matrix. Okay, so if you have any doubts, ask me.